Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. We are in my garden. Today is the 25th of May. It's a bank holiday Monday, and I think it's time to do kind of end of May garden tour, because as you can see behind me as well, but not only, there is a lot of things in bloom. So let's have a look. To start with, we are in this little border right in front of my shed, and as you can see, the foxglove is in full bloom, but also the roses, all of the roses really, they just exploded about a week ago. This is, I would say, a second bloom right now. The first one came out when it was still raining and it was very, very cold. And these flowers are kind of the second flash of blossom on those little shrubs. This is, again, let me refresh my memory. What is your name? That's Gabriel Oak. This deep kind of fuchsia color, beautiful. There is a very tall branch up here with lots and lots of blooms. Also, as you can see, the verbena right now is kind of the same height as I am. I am 5'5", and this is the verbena that I trimmed down to the ground level in January. This is a two-year-old. This is third season of them. So this is a 3-year-old plant that I have grown from seed. And I just cut them down to the ground level in the winter, and they just come back in the summer. This one will be, if the other one was Gabriel Oak, then this is Gertrude Jekyll. Yes, this is Gertrude Jekyll. It smells so lovely. You can really smell it when you just walk by. Really lovely. And this little thyme, this is a creeping thyme that I have grown from seed as well. This is the first year that it has went into flower, which is lovely. I'm glad I didn't cut it down in the winter, because if you have watched my previous videos when I was doing some winter maintenance in the garden on this specific border, I was considering cutting it down, but it had a lot of greenery still on it, so I didn't, and I'm very glad that I didn't do it. Something new that you might have noticed is that we finally did the edge to this border. I think my husband took pity on me after the tomato greenhouse tumble, and he got motivated to do some stuff in the garden with me. So we did that, and right behind it, if you haven't noticed, or if you have, this structure is new as well. This is my tomato trellis. This is something that I was lacking since I have this garden. I was in a very big need of having some solid structure to hold my tomatoes, because I usually grow quite a lot of cherry tomatoes in this border, and I used different sort of support for them, bamboo canes and other flimsy stuff that would usually collapse under the heaviness of the very full tomato plants. And this is very sturdy, solid thing. I think it needs a little bit more kind of support all the way through, so that I can hang the plants, more of them in between. But this will be sorted within days. As you can see in here, I have all of my young seedlings and young plants laid out in here, and this is because we are currently having extreme heat wave. Just a week ago we had about 10-12 centigrades during the day as the highest temperature, and at night it went down to 4 for several hours, so it was very cold, and I wouldn't dare to plant anything out just yet. And then came Friday and came an extreme heat wave, so all of the plants went out here. You might wonder, why didn't you plant them out if it's Monday already? I didn't do that because my husband and I, we had a pre-planned trip away for the weekend. We spent 2 days and 2 nights in Somerset, which was lovely. We had a very, very lovely weather. The location was great. Everything was perfect. If you want, I don't know, because I don't want to spam this channel with unnecessary content, but I do have some clips from that trip. Do let me know in the comments if you would like to see some footage from Somerset. We visited Cheddar as well, went through the Cheddar Gorge, and it is very impressive, but it was so crowded. It was just chaos. It was pure chaos. But I guess it is interesting to see. It's very impressive. So do let me know if you would like to see the footage from that, and I can make a separate video about it. But yeah, I don't know if this is the right place for it, since this is a typically gardening content here. So yes, back to the topic. This is why I didn't plant anything out just yet, but I am going to do it. I don't know if I will be able to do it today because we have some family plans today. But this week definitely the tomatoes are going out and everything else will go out as well. Same with the allotment. I still have to create some beds, but yeah, we'll get there. Back to the tour. These roses here that you can see in bloom, these are the Lady of Shalott, which I have planted at the front of our house. Bare root roses, 6 of them, and I did take some cuttings 2 years ago and I put them in the ground. 2 years later I have my first blooms out of them. So I have 2 free plants that are very beautiful. And if you look at this rose, this is the Pilgrim. It has exploded with blossom. It's wild. This is a climbing rose. The amount of flowers that this one has is just unbelievable. I'm not complaining, obviously. Just quickly going back to the kitchen garden. I have planted my broad beans in here. I decided to do it, but I was quite late with doing it. I think they were in the pots for too long, so they didn't grow very well, because I was hoping to plant them out at the allotment, but again, allotment isn't ready, blah blah blah, all of that. So eventually I decided to plant part of it in here. I don't really think that there will be much produce out of it. It does not look the best. Like, broad beans should be yay tall at this point. But yeah, I have to count the losses at some point. And then in here I have the second batch of it, which I was hoping to plant at the allotment, but I think that's a goner. The same with the peas. Eucalyptus is doing great. I think it's loving the heat right now, but yeah, there's a lot of new growth, which is amazing. And this plant, in one of my last videos in here in the garden, I was repotting it. Was I? Or I was thinking about repotting it, and then maybe I did that off camera. I can't remember anymore. It went into flower. How lovely. And then in here in the greenhouse, the only thing that sits here right now, put that away, are the flowers. So I have some of the gladiolus that I want to plant at the allotment. I want to plant everything at the allotment, and I still didn't get around to do it. But what I wanted to show you is that the last dahlia that at the time of me doing the last update on the dahlias, the new tubers, it's alive. So all of them are alive. So now I have to just worry about where to plant them. My Welsh onion is going to flower, and I'm going to let it because I think it's going to look amazing. And look at that rose. Oh my god, those roses. I mean, David Austin roses are just, they are worth the price. They are very expensive, but they are really worth the price. I've said it so many times already. This kind of wire here, this is another thing that my husband is doing in the garden currently. He has done part of it already, watering system in the garden, because we are planning to go for holidays as everyone. And previously I always had a problem with who's going to water my garden. So this year I asked him to consider arranging the watering system, and he did it. He is doing it. So this border with trees has been already done. He's done it last week before we went away for the weekend, and it's working. We have already used it. So that's really amazing. This is where the cord ends right now, and he's going to, I think, run it somewhere to the back of the shed there. And then separately, this flower border is already attached to the water system as well. It's running all the way through, and it's also working. We have tested it. As you can see, the Origeron, I mean, I don't really have to say anything about Origeron at this point, I think. If you don't have Origeron in your garden, you should definitely have some. It's such a lovely little plant. The rose campion went into flower over the weekend as well. And same for the other two roses that I have in this border. So this one here, the kind of salmon orangey one, is Port Sunlight, and it's full of bloom. This is the most of the flower heads that this rose had since I have it, really. It's amazing. And this one is the Queen of Sweden, the light pink. Funny enough, this one is a scented rose, like most of the David Austin roses. I can never smell it. My husband can. I cannot. When we were now this past weekend in Somerset, we were passing by because we went for a little hike through the village, to the nearby village basically, and we passed by many beautiful gardens, and one of them had a lot of roses in it. It was right at by the road, so it was very visible and accessible for people who were passing by, and it smelled like heaven, and they looked like the Queen of Sweden, and I could smell them. And my husband was just laughing at me. He said, "How is it possible that you cannot smell the one that we have in the garden, but you can smell those?" I don't know. Don't ask me. And look at the size, the height of those alliums. Like I said, I am 5'5". If I stand on top of the border, they are way, way taller than me. I think this one is over 2 meters tall. Gigantic. Also, the good news is that all of the dahlias that I have planted here in this border are alive. So this one is the sweet Natalie, lovely. Also, Daskia is very much alive, and look, it's coming into flower now. Also, so many side notes, but last night, very late at night, we went to check on the allotment and also to water what is growing in there, which is the onions mainly. And I was pleased to see that this Daskia that I have divided in the winter, and part of it I took to the allotment, is still in the pot. I thought it died. It's alive. It's alive. So that's really, really great. I'm very happy about that. So we have the sweet Natalie that was planted in here. At the back there is the Sarah Raven by Sarah Raven, that one at the back. This one was planted and left here over winter. That's Josie. Where else? This is La Belle Epoque. In here, this one, that's the remainings of the brown sugar from last year. I thought I did see a shoot some time ago, and then nothing happened. So I don't know if it... can you see all of the roly-polies? Have they eaten it? Don't eat my dahlia. Oh no. Oh, okay, not now. I will have a look at it off camera. Don't want to deal with that right now. What have we got in here? This is a happy single kiss. This one, I don't think it has blossomed last year. It's a dahlia. Because I think the space here got overcrowded and that one got squashed at the back. I have a rudbeckia in here, and it's not coming up for some reason. I don't know why. It's a perennial, so it should have, but it hasn't. Don't know. What else did we have in here? Right here we have Wizard of Oz, which was planted in here in the spring, and it's alive. And at the back over here, that's the burlesque, which is clearly alive. I did put this my camera overheated and it shut down, so I needed to hide it for a little bit at home. I will try to make the rest of it very quick, just so that the equipment is not going to go into malfunction, and myself as well. The temperature in the shed is about 38 on this thermometer centigrades. This one is showing 36.8. What else is new at this point is the hanging baskets. Let me show you. So I've had them since last year, and again this year I planted them with my Petunias. The pink ones are the bubblegum and the white ones are Surfinia Snow, I believe is the name of it. So that's the mixture of those two in each. At this point they are very young, but obviously already in flower, and as the time goes by they will just overflow those baskets and will look beautiful. This rose here looks very sad as it has. This is the generous gardener. I think it's suffering. I can see that it's covered with aphids at this point, so I have to spray it, but obviously not during the day when it's so hot. But yeah, there's something wrong with it. It's not happy, and you can tell. Over here I have a couple of pots with geraniums. I usually buy seedlings of geraniums every year, and just to have a little bit of a color here at the decking in the little pots. I think geraniums are super cute. So this is a mixture of white, pink and red, and they obviously love the heat, as you can see. And I have to brag because this is my lavender here in this pot. This is something that I have grown from seed. I know that succeeding with growing lavender from seed is quite difficult, I think, from what I've learned. But this is the first time that this will flower. I think I've sown this 2 years ago. Last year it has not produced any flower heads, but this year it will. It does. It has. So I'm very proud of this. So I'm bragging, basically. I can show you the size of those lilies. Also, right now, they are probably as tall as I am. When they go into bloom, they will probably be taller than the fence is. So my neighbors will be able to admire them from their side as well. Which is lovely. There's so many blueberries on the bush. It's doing really well. You can see that the apples are taking shape as well. In here, in here, all over, all the way to the top. Yeah, there's quite a lot of apples. And same goes for the pear. This is Conference. The apple is Gala. And there we go. There's a truss of fruit in here. Here. Where else? A lot of them dropped. Because if you remember in the previous video, you even can see the proof here still. And so a lot of them dropped, but there was a lot on them, on those branches. So we are happy with what has stayed so far. The tree is doing really well. This hosta is doing well. I have moved it from this spot because the second blueberry is now living here. So as soon as the hosta popped out of the ground, I lifted it and planted it in here because this space was kind of empty, and now I feel like it's nicely filled. I think that's the nice balance with the Brunnera here and the hosta here. And behind this hosta I have planted some of those gladiolus that I had in pots until recently. I have to take these to the allotment. There's some weed popping out through the heather, but I think I'm going to take those to the allotment as well. And the other thing that you might have noticed is that there is something missing, basically. I have gotten rid of the jasmine because it was just an eyesore. I didn't like it here, and it wasn't, I think it was too crowded. It was taking the space of the tree in the border as well. It was growing behind the border as well, and it was spreading into this border, which is something that I didn't want. It was getting a little bit too chaotic. As soon as I took it out, I felt like that was the right decision because it now looks very neat and tidy. So that's that. Maybe the last look at this hydrangea. This is the only hydrangea. Well, no, that's a lie. I have another one, tiny one. I'll show you in a sec. But yes, the amount of flower heads all over it, impressive. As for a plant in a pot, it's a 4-year-old hydrangea. This is one of the first plants that I ever bought for my garden here. The other hydrangea is in here, and that was the one that I bought last year, I think, from a garden center. And I thought that it had died in the winter, like it was early spring. We had this really bad weather, and I thought that it had died, but I kept on watering it and it bounced back, so that's good. So I think I will finish the video at that, just to keep it short, and hopefully the camera is going to survive this heat. It's really hot, but I'm not complaining. I love it. I love the heat. So yeah, this is the garden in May, and I think I will see you very soon in the next videos about planting my welcome to the windy garden. The next videos will be about planting things out, both into the kitchen garden here, because tomatoes will be going out, and I need to set up the beans trellis as well, the new one, and plant the beans, and anything else will go to the allotment. So I will be setting up the new beds at the allotment and plant things out like cucumbers and pumpkins, squashes, other beans, because I also have dwarf beans. What else do I have? I have leek, I have beetroots. There's a lot. So new videos will be coming, and again, do let me know if you want to see the clips from the Somerset weekend away, and I'm happy to make you a little video of that as well. Alright, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this end of May garden tour. And I will see you in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.